We're building up to the historic moment that India and the world is awaiting. We're just 24 hours away from when touchdown moon is expected for ISRO for Chandrayaan 3. Let's take you across all that's happened so far, why this is important, what is going to happen in the next 24 hours, and of course what happens when that touchdown happens at 6:04 p.m. tomorrow. That's of course the scheduled time. There could be minor changes that are made last minute depending on what ISRO decides, all of which you are going to find out here on CNN News 18 right here. But first, let's take a look at what exactly is going to happen tomorrow. Now, there are two components that are extremely crucial as far as tomorrow's touchdown is concerned. One is the Vikram lander, the other is the rover Pragyan, which is then going to be on the lunar surface. So let's take a look at what rover Pragyan looks like and what really is the point of this entire exploration. Now, the fact that the Pragyan is going to be on the lunar surface is to ensure that we find out what exactly exists on the lunar surface. So Pragyan is going to be looking for elements in the lunar soil, send that data back for analysis. The assessment of chemical and elemental composition is also going to take place by Pragyan. We're also then going to be seeing the rover ensure that that analysis is sent back to ISRO. That is not only going to help with this particular exploration, but several other moon missions, not just for India, but for the rest of the world as well. So this is really going to set the stage of what happens next in the space race, not just for India, but for the rest of the world as well, because we know there are several other countries that are also waiting to reach the moon to do what India is aiming to do tomorrow. So far, what has happened as far as Chandrayaan 3 is concerned? Let's take a look at the trajectory of what has transpired since. 14th of July is when the takeoff happened. Journey for Chandrayaan 3 began from Sriharikota here in India. The first milestone was 24 hours later on the 15th of July when the first orbit raising maneuver took place. That was milestone number 1. Let's go to milestone number 2 now, when Chandrayaan 3 was inserted into the translunar orbit. That is where it took off from on the 1st of August. 4 days later, on the 5th of August, the third milestone was achieved for this particular mission and for ISRO when it was then inserted into the lunar orbit. Remember, it's over 40-day journey for Chandrayaan 3 for the Vikram lander and for the rover Pragyan. The fourth milestone was that of achieving orbit circularization phase. That happened on the 14th of August. On 17th, there was the most important milestone as far as this entire journey for Chandrayaan 3 goes, and that really was the separation of the two modules, which is the propulsion module and the lander module. That was the difference between the two Chandrayaan missions, Chandrayaan 2 and Chandrayaan 3. 18th of August is when the deboosting maneuver was completed, and that would ensure that Vikram and Pragyan, the lander and the rover, were heading towards the lunar surface. So we would see the touchdown happen tomorrow at 6:04 p.m. Let's take a listen to some of the reactions that are coming in, because India is praying for success and the world is watching as we do so.
Could you please explain our viewers right from the scratch, from launch to the soft touching that is going to take place tomorrow?
Chandrayaan 3, as you know, on July 14th, it was lifted off by GSLV launch vehicle, and it took around the orbit of the Earth. It did not directly went to the moon, because the fuel that is required to take any satellite to moon will be huge, and also the expense will be multiple. So in order to reduce the cost of the mission, and also non-availability of the very strong rocket, right, which can directly take the satellite to the moon. So it was thought of taking satellites many times around the Earth, and using the Earth's gravitation, the satellite increases its velocity and reaches the lunar orbit. So after it gets captured by the by the moon, right? It goes around in many orbits, and it slows down itself, and it has reached about the closest orbit, that is about 25 kilometers in altitude. So once it has reached its final orbit around the moon of 25 kilometers, it will stabilize itself. So once it gets stabilized, then the major mission of soft landing will take place.
So definitely that because last time we could not achieve, because we till this phase we did very well last time also, but the landing portion only we could not achieve properly. So definitely that's what this time it's a very anxious moment. Everybody is working, looking it very anxiously for this event to happen. And I am sure that this time it will be a grand success.
30 किलोमीटर की एल्टीट्यूड या हाइट से लैंडर नीचे की ओर चंद्र की सतह पर जाने का प्रयास करेगा 23 अगस्त को। लगभग 157 बाय 167 किलोमीटर की कक्षा में था। वो अभी 113 बाई 113 की ऑर्बिट में घूम रहा है और उसको 100 बाई 30 किलोमीटर की ऑर्बिट में जाने के बाद 23 अगस्त को 30 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई से वह नीचे की ओर प्रयाण करेगा। जो लैंडर मॉड्यूल की हेल्थ चेकिंग, टेलीमेट्री और चंद्र में जो स्थिति है उसको सबको ध्यान में रखते हुए कोई और मुश्किल तो आने वाली है नहीं और हम पूर्णतया 23 अगस्त को ही चंद्र पे उतरने का प्रयास करेंगे। बट अगर कोई हमको ऐसा आपत्तिजनक लगता है तो हम लैंडिंग को पोस्टपोन करके 27 अगस्त को करेंगे।
At 6:04 p.m. tomorrow is when the first attempt for touchdown is going to be made. That is going to happen on the dark side of the moon, as it's called, the south side. That is where India is going to be attempting to land Vikram and Pragyan, the lander and the rover. A soft landing attempt is going to be made. So what exactly is going to happen tomorrow? There are 15 minutes, the last 15 minutes as far as this operation goes, as far as this mission goes, are the most terrifying ones. That is when Chandrayaan 2 faltered, which is why all eyes are going to be on those final 15 minutes. But ISRO is prepared. ISRO has learned from its mistakes from 2019. All of those changes were made this time around and they are hopeful, they're confident that tomorrow victory is going to be ours. India right now on the cusp of history, but tomorrow is going to be India's day when that soft landing happens. And as you see on your screens, that is Vikram, the lander, carrying Pragyan, the rover, which is going to be exploring not just the south side of the moon, but the lunar surface. Several discoveries are expected to be made as far as this entire mission goes. It's not only historic for India because India makes that touchdown, but it is going to be important as far as all other lunar missions in the future are concerned. There are several other countries that are waiting to be part of this elite club. Remember, India is only just the 4th country that is going to be part of this coveted club that has actually made it to the moon and landed on the lunar surface. We did so with Chandrayaan 1. Unfortunately, Chandrayaan 2 was not a success, but we've learned from those mistakes, from those past experiences, and tomorrow is going to be India's day, and that really is the message that is coming in from all quarters. Listen in to some more reactions coming in.
सभी विशेषज्ञों ने, हमारे वैज्ञानिकों ने रचा है और प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में भारत नई ऊंचाइयां तो छू ही रहा था। भारत का तिरंगा केवल देश के अंदर नहीं लेकिन विश्व पटल पर अब हमारी यही कोशिश है कि वो तिरंगा चांद पे भी गाड़ के रखा जाए।
24 hours to go before its touchdown, and it is the moment of truth for India. It's the moment, the historic one at that ISRO is waiting for, that 1 billion Indians are praying for. The world is of course watching in awe and in inspiration, because this is the moment that not only India has been waiting for, but all of our allies are also hoping for success. The world is hoping that this really sets the benchmark of what's to come next. Now let's take a look at what exactly is going to happen tomorrow as far as the two major components of this entire mission is concerned. We spoke about the Pragyan rover. Now let's talk about the lander, which is Vikram, that is carrying this rover to the lunar surface. Now Vikram is going to be investigating the spectral and polarimetric measurements of the lunar surface. The measure near the near surface plasma density is also something that Vikram is going to look at. All of that data is then going to be sent back to Earth to ISRO for further analysis. Also is going to be the study of gas and plasma environment, which is going to be extremely important as far as Vikram's role in this entire mission is concerned. Thermal properties and surface temperature is also going to be measured by the lander, all of which will again be transmitted back to Earth to ISRO for further analysis. Seismicity around the landing site is also going to be measured by the lander, which is very, very important because that is when it will determine whether rover Pragyan gets out, for how long, whether the landing site will have to be changed last minute. All of that will be done via commands from the ISRO command center. A passive experiment to understand the dynamics of the moon is also going to be undertaken by this particular lander Vikram. We're also going to be seeing the lander ensure that all of this data is sent back to Earth for further analysis. Remember, it is a 14-day shelf life of this particular lander that is going to be on the surface of the moon, sending back data that is extremely crucial, not just to this mission like I have been pointing out, but to missions to come. Also going to be extremely crucial as far as the Mars mission goes, because many believe that the south side of the moon is going to be an ideal pit stop perhaps when we look at the further Mars missions for several other missions, including that of India is concerned. Let's now take a look at the one experiment, the one mission that failed just 3 days ago. That was Russia's Luna 25. Remember, if it would have landed on the moon, it would have been the first one before India to land on the south side of the moon. Unfortunately for Russia, that did not happen. So what exactly went wrong? Let's take a look at that. On the 11th of August is when Russia launched Luna 25, its mission to the moon. The aim was to attempt a soft landing on the moon, much like what India also has been planning and is intending to do tomorrow. On the 21st of August, it was expected to reach the South Pole, which is the south side of the moon. On the 19th of August, the spacecraft unfortunately crashed on the lunar surface. So what exactly happened and what went wrong? All of the analysis is now happening. The first reason why Russia believes that the mission actually failed and that the lander crashed is because there was a deviation from what the calculated parameters were and what actually happened when the landing took place. So that kind of discrepancy is what led to their failure, is what they believe. Also, they believe that the devices switched to an off-design orbit, something that they hadn't really accounted for. There wasn't really a plan B as far as the Russian space agency goes if this happened, which is why, unfortunately for Russia, Luna 25 crashed and that mission was a failure. All eyes now are going to be on Chandrayaan, which is touchdown tomorrow. For the next 24 hours, CNN News 18 is going to be your destination for all things Chandrayaan.